What's up? Soil brothers and soil sisters.
Soil family.
Y'all see how she set me up? She didn't go live and don't say that. Just look at me like, what you doing?
I thought you was ready. I didn't know you wasn't ready yet. So today is Sunday.
Sunday.
We gotta fix us somehow. Today is Sunday morning. I don't know what it feel like outside, but it look pretty good. I don't know. Go ahead. So if you a couple things before we get started. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, give us some type of reaction, share this live out, and make sure you are following or subscribed. It is totally free and it helps us tremendously. So I hope y'all are having a good morning. Hashtag replay if you're catching the replay.
We got the Bible out this morning. Got the Bible out this morning.
Well, I was moving slow, so I do need to read my. We got these books. I got to give you yours. I need to read my daily devotion, and then I always look for wherever I'm at in the Bible. I've been doing that for a few weeks now.
That was a funny conversation that me and my mom had. And I understand where she's coming from, and she is right. She was saying that, first of all, I've been going to church since I was a child. So, I heard a lot of lessons. I do have a friend or two that are pastors. So I think I know my word. Can I tell you what chapter and all that and quote them right off? No. But, I know how God wants us to move. And so the conversation was, you should go to church, And I said, well, the thing that you could do in church, you could do out of church also. I mean, if you need to hear the word, you can actually, if you can go to church for that if you just need to hear it. But actually being around people fellowshipping, you could do that almost anywhere. Uh, your body is the temple. So therefore, if you're out doing things that's beneficial, that's helping, that's spreading joy, love throughout your community, like you are actually fellowshipping. And, because my mom is got to go to church kind of deal, and, I respect that, but, I got a difference of opinion. I think church is important for a lot of people. But I think if you actually need or want a fellowship and you actually making the effort to get out amongst the people to talk and spread good words and say good things, try to promote, better. You actually fellowship. And it don't necessarily need to be in that building to do it. But my mom totally disagrees. So
I don't think she feel like it need to be in church. I think that's where her people are. She been with these people for so long, so
come on in. What you do?
That's because it's like weird. So that's when she choose to go. So, I don't think she feel like it gotta be there. It's just that's where her people are. So that's where she goes. Your people at the gym. You gotta go to the gym to work out.
People right here.
I mean, yeah, that too. But we don't have to just go to social media to fellowship. You don't have to just go to the gym to work out. So, I think that's my opinion.
Oh, that's true.
That's my little 2 cents.
My thing is,
hey,
this is not absolutely necessary. It's not something that you have to do just for fellowship. You can, that's an option, but there's other ways to fellowship also.
I fellowship at home majority of the time. Sometimes I'm in my car, sometimes I'm walking, wherever I am. I fellowship there.
But you got to fellowship with others. That's fellowship.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I get my good words regardless. No matter where I am, I'm trying to keep my head in the Bible. So
guys, it's been an amazing week. I think we actually found some balance in work. we've been actually still working, but we've been doing other things other than just, I guess, the product line. So we tend to more to home, doing more. We got more of a balance now, and it's taking time,
Right, Joe?
and hopefully over time we even get more.
Yeah. So we do have help coming today because we got a lot to do because I decided to paint. So it did put us behind, but anyhow, you got to have a break somewhere in there. But now it's time to restock because Monday mornings we restock the website fully. Um, but y'all still shopping. So I need to restock and I need to pack orders so I can ship. I need to ship 3 days a week, not two. Two doesn't work for me. Um, and for the post office, I don't like to overload them too much. So we will go back to shipping on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because yeah, it's a lot going on in there. So we
Yeah,
appreciate you all though. Like
yeah,
it's amazing. And the point of all of this is to help you heal yourself. We are not healing you guys. You are healing yourself. So that's the purpose in it, is for us to help you because some people can't make some of the things that we make, or they can't make none of the things we make, but some people can't make the simple version of things themselves. So we are here to help. The pain away will help with sore muscles. Absolutely.
amazingly, guys. My wife was talking about it yesterday, and I think she downplayed it a little. Saying over 2 or 3. I haven't really heard anybody say over a few days that
What?
pain
No,
away.
you misunderstood me. I said I would use it consistently for a few days and then you'll see yourself being able to back off of it.
Yeah.
So not just use it once. Yeah, you can use it as much as you want, not just to use it once and then stop. Some people need to be consistent so that they can target that inflammation and be done with it. But if you just put it on once, eventually it's going to come back. So I would do it consistently 2, 3 times a day for about a week or so and see how you feel. And then you'll see yourself being able to pull back off of it. That's what I was trying to say.
The way it came off, you might need to use it that much just to actually feel the effects. But you're going to feel the effects almost instantly, guys. It is an amazing product. It's natural, and it gives relief to people who are having major problems getting relief. They're taking pain pills and stuff like that. That's not really addressing the problem. They are,
Hey, Karen,
messing with the brain
do a check.
and blocking pain receptors. So that's not really helping anything. When you actually got inflammation in your joints, something that's going to take the inflammation down to allow you to use your body the way you need to is important. And there's a reason why they don't make stuff like that, because then you are not going to be reliable on the stuff that they actually make. So this is actually something that can fix a problem, not just pacify a problem.
That's what we want to get away from, pacifying. And then we always got to keep in mind is diet. So what he's talking about is the pain away oil. We make a pain away oil, and it helped with so many different things. But we also got to keep in mind, what am I doing to cause the inflammation? What am I feeding this inflammation with? So you want to keep it in mind diet all the time, because we do a lot of things that cause issues for ourselves. And it's just life. It's called life. But we have to find a way to reverse things and live a better, healthier life so we don't have these issues.
Well, one thing, I want to do this morning, first, I want to welcome all the new subscribers, followers to the channel. We are streaming to a few different platforms. So we Bobby and Sherry Lifestyle on Facebook. We are also Black's Tropical Homestead on Facebook. And we are Black's Tropical Homestead on YouTube. Also, Black Tropical Homestead on Instagram, Threads, TikTok. But we only streaming to 3 of y'all, all right? Facebook and YouTube. And to all the new subscribers to the channel, if you're not familiar with us, we are homesteaders. And our goal is to be more self-sufficient. So that's what we talk about on the channel, growing and raising your own food, the benefits of, taking herbs instead of the synthetic meds, keeping our body more balanced, spreading a message that, a lot of people don't hear. So it is important for us to talk about it so that other people could be knowledgeable about it and maybe incorporate some of that stuff in your life. Uh, One thing, if you just started, you probably never heard us talk about the foods we eat. Now we've been talking about a lot about how to fix some of the problems by using, herbs, but also there are ways that you can prevent some of the stuff from happening. So a lot of people haven't heard about the wheat. Our wheat is absolutely horrible. It's causing all the problems in our body. And you may ask, how? How's that the case? Our wheat is GMO. That means somebody took a wheat grain, put it in the science lab, diced it up, and made it into what they wanted it to be. So that means it's not a natural uh, food. And because it's not natural, it does unnatural things to our body, which is called inflammation. It also causes cancers, high blood pressure, sugar problems, all that. And the problem is, wheat is in everything we eat. So if you put in a food in your body that causes all these problems, and it's in everything. I mean, almost everything, guys. Even the stuff you don't think it's in it. And it's the thing that's causing us the inflammation. Now, I want everybody to know that just because one person do not suffer from those ailments, that don't mean that's not the problem for you. Because everybody's body operates different. Some people's bodies are more sensitive. So you could be having a whole body full of inflammation. You think you're eating clean, but your body is still hurting. Your joints are hurting. Everything is messed up. High blood pressure, diabetes, all this stuff. And it's all because of the wheat. And nobody's talking about it, but it is out there, though. It is out there. That is the case. But it's not talked about enough to where most of us can say, we need to do something about it. So one thing we did do once we started suffering for some of these ailments is did some research. And we found out there's still some original grains that's out there. You have to search for them and you have to use them. So that means not eating all the foods, the processed foods out there, because they are loaded with a whole bunch of chemicals and that bad heat. And you need to go ahead and start incorporating good, healthy foods in your body if you want to help yourself. Now, we found Grand Teton. They got all the ancient grains, means these are the original grains that was here on earth, made by God to feed us. Nobody messed with them. Nobody played with them. They actually serve these wheats in other countries, which is why they don't have the same problems we have. If you ever been to another country, you will realize that you can eat like you want. You'll get fuller faster and you will lose weight. But as soon as you come back to the States, eat the same way, you start gaining that weight, you start feeling bad. It's no secret, but the wheat is the problem. So if that's a problem you're having, you need to, even if you're not feeling a problem, you're probably having one and don't notice it. Change your wheat, guys. That is an option. Grand Teton. We actually have a link. Okay, you want to see about improving the way you eat. So we have a milling machine, which mills our grains. We buy whole grains, we mill them. That way we get fresh milled flour every time we use it. But if you choose not to get the mill, they do have milled flour and they do it fresh. Sometimes if you order directly from them, they will bag that flour the day you actually ordered it and they will send it directly to you. They are an amazing company. We have talked to them. You know, there's no company that we actually talk about that we haven't had some kind of contact with and made sure they are what they are. You know, and you know, we actually got affiliated with them from talking about how we felt about their foods, and they reached out to us. You know, all of a sudden, Redmond's. I think we actually same thing with Redmond's actually because we were talking about them for probably about a year and a half before we actually made contact, and then we was able to talk to them. Amazing, amazing company. So if you want to take step one to improving your health, to get the information down, that is changing the wheat in your food. If you're gonna fry chicken, you want to fry it in that chicken, in that. Now, when you bake stuff, you know that's a whole nother deal. You have to work with it. Maybe my wife can tell you how to work with bacon with these ancient grains.
Hey, Shannon, you see him?
Come on in.
Shannon said, "Hey, look at Bobby."
Oh, well, I ain't even reading the comments. What's up, fam? Y'all just coming in, welcome in. I appreciate y'all for being here.
Yeah. So when it comes to bacon, so like he was explaining about the modern wheat is what they do. They start from a wheat that is perfectly fine, just the way God intended for us to consume wheat. But because man need to make money off of this wheat, he took the germ and the bran out and added synthetics in. That's what make our wheat so bad. So the purpose in these synthetics is to keep you coming back for one and keep it shelf stable for longer because your flour won't go bad for a long time. Now, when it comes to cooking, we substitute uh ancient grains for everything. Whether I'm making gravy, fried foods, cakes, any type of desserts I'm making, anything I use flour in, I use this flour now. Now it did take some time for me to learn how to cook with ancient grains because it's a different type of grain. It's all natural. So you have to get a feel for it and see, do I need a little more moisture or is it good? Do I need more flour or is it good? So you just got to take your time and cook with it. But the taste, now most of us that cook, we know that when you cook with flour, you have to season your flour because it's no taste. It's very bland. This has so much flavor to it. And there are different brand. This is Corson. They have a Emma, Spelt. Um, we use a lot of um einkorn.
There you go.
Yeah, so there are different types of ancient grain. And all you have to do, if you go to ancientgrain.com, I did drop the link, you'll see they'll explain to you which wheat you should be looking at for what type of thing. Like if you just want cereal, there's a wheat for that itself. So I would definitely look into that. But that is like one major path to healing yourself because we don't realize that this wheat is destroying our body and nobody ever really talk about it. So definitely look into that.
Yeah, guys. So I mean, y'all gonna be completely amazed at the difference in the taste when y'all use this because we use the bland flour with no taste. Have to dump a lot of sugar, sour cream, butter, all that stuff just to give your baked goods a flavor, a taste. With iron corn, you have to use less, way less sugars and all that because this do have a flavor. It has taste, and I'm telling you, the best baked goods to me. I mean, they taste so good. It's crazy, you know. So you would never know until you actually try these. You know, people who travel across seas, y'all know the difference. Y'all know the difference in uh, the way people eat. You know, because when you eat whole food, guys, you don't need to eat as much because it it actually has nutrient dense food in it, which is stuff that actually make your body satisfied. You know, so that's one of the things that's key to people who don't know.
Yeah, and I see somebody asking about gluten free. So this does have a gluten structure. It's not a strong gluten structure like the synthetic gluten that we have in our modern wheat. So this doesn't rise like the modern wheat. Now, most people can consume, even if you have gluten issues, you can consume an ancient grain because this is original gluten. This isn't a synthetic gluten. So I always talk about it's not the product, it's the process. So what even with the modern wheat, it's the process of it. It's not the wheat itself, it's the process. So your body doesn't understand this synthetic gluten and this synthetic products that they putting in it for a shelf life. So if you go back to the original wheat, your body will understand it. And yeah, you can make your own pasta, you can make your own breads or whatever. And those gluten issues you won't have. Cookies, cakes, whatever you need to make. I would use Grand Teton or ancient grain. That way your body will recognize it and you won't have those gluten issues. It's just the process. It's not even a product. Who was it? Jovial. She told a story about how her daughter would come home with nuts and she done broke out and all these irritants from school. She would go to school, eat lunch. She would come home sick as a dog, migraines and all this stuff. So they started using einkorn and she didn't have any issues since. And that's been like 14 years, 13 years or something. And she's been perfectly fine. But they told her that she had a gluten issue. So she needed gluten-free products. But once they went to the UK and started eating ancient grains, she's been good ever since.
Yes, guys. So we definitely want to mention this again for all our new subscribers, followers, because this is important. This is one of the things that you have to do. We do believe in herbs as a way to maintain our health, to take care of ourselves. And now that a lot of us in these bad positions, we need a way to actually be able to fix it. So instead of running to synthetics, know that we can eat better to not have these problems. And if we already got them, we can go ahead and start taking care of ourselves using natural herbs. So this is all a part of our journey in homesteading, guys. So we want to be sufficient, self-sufficient to the point that if everything just went to pieces, we have the knowledge to be able to maintain it. All right. So, think about when we went through the pandemic not too long ago, there was very limited food. People had no idea what it was going to do. Imagine if that's a worse situation. Nobody saw that coming. We ain't going to see the next thing coming. But if you're not prepared to be able to take care of yourself, then you're going to be at a loss. And I'm prepared. I'm ready for you to come and try to take mine. So don't put yourself in that bad position. Don't wait until you have to do it. There's a lot of people out of work right now. There's probably gonna be more, and things gonna get a little desperate here. Are you gonna be ready if that happened to you? Everybody says not gonna be me. I'm not gonna be the person that's going through that until they are. Been in law enforcement a long time, so I have seen people, millionaires lose their homes. Grown people lost their marriage and lost their homes because they went broke. They had to move back home with mama at 40, 50 years old. Who saw that coming when you're doing so well in life? Nobody knows how things are going to roll, but you should be prepared. And it's not a scare tactic because some of the stuff we do is so good, so rewarding that it is actually like, having a hobby. And any hobby you have should be beneficial to you in some kind of way. While I used to love playing a video game, it was no benefit to it at all. Because I wasn't going to do it competitively. It took up a lot of my time, stopped me from doing a whole lot of constructive things. And I was able to break myself away from it with the gym. Working outside in the garden, all that stuff felt so amazing. If you're old enough, you've been through life. Life is rough, and that's to anybody who's going through rough times right now. We all go through it, and time will go, and we'll make it through it. Then we could have a testimony to help somebody else make it through it. Life is rough, guys. Nobody gets through it unscathed. So make sure you are prepared. You have an outlet for all the stuff that's going on in life. I, there are so many people hurting themselves because they don't know that what they're going through is normal. All you have to do is give yourself that time, and that'll go by, and that'll be a memory you have. That's something that you can learn from. You're supposed to learn from any and everything you go through. So I want people to be able to uh, take care of themselves if they have to. That means having the knowledge to be able to grow something. And if you think you're going to just be able to go out there and grow something just because you need to and don't know how to, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Raise something so you can have some food, it's not going to work. Know these herbs that you need to make yourself feel better. Yeah. If you don't know that stuff prior to, it's not going to work. So being here with a community of people who actually know this stuff, we have a ton of people right here in the chat that's really knowledgeable. And that's our goal, is to build that community, guys. We want that community to be so strong that we have somebody in every field that can help guide people through the things that happen in life. Being self-sufficient is amazing. Having a community is amazing because there's somebody somewhere that knows something about everything. So we just have to be able to have those people to be able to pull on to get it. And we have met some amazing people. I mean, some absolute amazing people in this community. And, they poured into us, we poured into them. And I think we are creating a great thing. We feel so good about some of the people that we talk to. They come and they tell us how they feel, how we help them. They help us, because there's been a lot of people that we met right here in our community that we have reached out to, and they was able to help us with this stuff. And thanks to y'all, we are able to make some amazing products um, that helps us sustain a little bit. So if you got a homestead, what you want to do is be able to survive off the homestead. And that's one of the ways homesteads always work. So they grow stuff, they have food for themselves, but they also have something that they can sell so they can buy the stuff that they can't make. And our product line, our herbs, the stuff that we grow here is something that we use to sustain us here on the homestead. Whenever y'all donate anything to us, that helps us also.
I'm glad you said that. You made me think. Oh, somebody donated something. I left it back there.
So every time, y'all give us stars, y'all give us, y'all send us money. All this stuff help us, because it allows us to spend more time doing this, talking to people, making community relationships, and just spreading the word, fellowship. It allows us the time to be able to do that. And at some point, I'll be able to do it full time also. My wife is able to be home and work and do the stuff that needs to be done here. I still work and I come back in and do what I can to assist. It is a lot, guys, but we love it. So therefore, we appreciate each and every one of y'all for giving us the opportunity to do that. All right. So we talked about the wheat, guys. That's a major thing. We will go more into depth about the wheat at some point because it is very important if you want to help yourself, guys. Let's talk about the seasonings, the salts. This is really, really fun.
Dancing.
Because that's how it looks.
I like this.
Yeah,
I like you not to wait. Go ahead.
The seasonings, guys. So what we found out about our seasonings is what they'll do is they'll take your minerals, your salts, and they will leach all the vital nutrients out of it. So now you got a blank slate of sodium. All right. The problem with that is you only need so much sodium in your body. But in order for them to sell this blank slate that they got stripped all the nutrients from, they got to put a chemical in it called an anti-caking agent. Well, anti-kicking agent is poison to our body. This is another inflammation problem. Cancer is all these problems comes from our food, guys. They put this in your salts and your other seasons so that they don't clump together. So after they strip it, it's sticky. If they didn't put this anti-caking agent in it, it would all bind together and you just get a rock. Well, we only can ingest a certain amount of anti-caking agent and it be safe, but nobody's using that amount, right? So, and sodium, that salt that they use in this in everything, especially your processed food. When you want to go to the burger joint, it's loaded with it.
Whether vegan or meat.
Yep, it's loaded with that, and that is causing all these problems in the body, guys. So one thing that we decided to do is look into that, and we found uh, a salt that's natural from the earth that they don't script, they don't touch. All they do is remove it from the earth, test it, make sure it's got all the levels that it needs in it, crush it up, and put it in a bag or a container. Nothing else. How do we know that? We went there. We saw the process. We know that there's nothing being done to this. There was no preparedness that we were coming, nothing. The people that was doing the work didn't even know we was coming. The owner invited us down. We went, we looked, and we were at awe. We learned so much. This is how we know about the anti-caking agent. All right. So there are 60 plus minerals in this salt. Redmond's real salt. There are 60 plus trace minerals in Redmond's real salt. So that is really, really important, you know, because our body needs all those minerals. These are minerals from the earth. This salt has been buried underground under what's the clay?
Bentonite clay.
Bentonite
We
clay.
call it Redmond.
Yeah. And it's been buried under the ground since prehistoric times, guys. And they mine the salt. Certain parts of the mine is used for different things. The parts that they use for the human consumption is tested and made sure that it is the right salt. It is then shipped out of the mines, took into the factory, crushed, and put in bags or containers and sent to you, just like that. All natural. Now, one thing we did here, salt is vital for life. Why is it vital for life? Because it has all the nutrients and minerals that your body actually needs. Actually, it's all the vitamins and nutrients that your animals need and your plants to grow. So it is an all natural product that won't hurt you. And when you use it, since it got those 60 plus trace minerals in it, you don't need as much because all those minerals got flavor. So when you got to dump a bunch of salt in your food, it's because you just pouring sodium mixed with that anti-caking agent in your food. Using whole salt or real salt, and we recommend Redmond's, it actually gives you everything you need. Now, some of the minerals that's in there, if you get in the daily allotted amount of, of sodium and potassium, magnesium, and all that stuff there, you may be getting too much of something. So you're going to have to eat some foods that got some of that stuff in it too. So you may not get enough magnesium inside your salts when you eat it. Then you have to, add like leafy green vegetables and nuts and stuff like that that naturally has it in it. So you can get that daily amount, but that's adding to it using real salt. Now, a lot of our ailments that we have today is because we are lacking in magnesium, guys. Magnesium is a major, major component to our body. And we are suffering with all kinds of things. ADHD. Our kids are suffering with that more and more. Why? Because our food has less and less of the magnesium, which is so important. You know, they even GMO in our vegetables and fruit to have less of that stuff in it too. And yeah, they say all this stuff is good for us, but if you had changed it since we were kids, you know, if you had changed the foods, how could it still be good for you? If it was good for you then and you had changed it, is it still good for you? That's the question, right? So having fruits and vegetables that can last on the shelf longer and take all the vital nutrients, the goodness out of those vegetables, you know, is a waste of time. So, you know, come on, woman, get your butt up here. You know, everybody like to hear your pretty voice and your pretty face.
I know, but I was in the comments trying to make sure. So I did see, I did drop the link to Redmond's, so you can shop Redmond's real salt products and get 15% off anytime. So I did drop the link for that across all platforms, and also Brand Teton, so you can get your wheat. Now, like you were saying, this is like a lot of people look to heal themselves, but they don't look at what caused the issue for real. You know, some people say, well, I fell or I had an injury and that's what caused this issue, or I'm just getting older. Well, as we get older, our foods are not the same. They play with our food more than anything. Just because it needs to make money. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. Like they would rather, it's all part of the plan. They have to keep us coming to them somehow. So Food and Drug Administration, all the same. So they got to play with our food because we have to have food to live. And then they offer us their drugs, which are just there to pacify the issue. So we have to think ahead of the game. And what do I do to heal myself? Because they said I got to do this for the rest of my life. They said, always say, what do God say? God ain't say we got to take these meds and do all this weird stuff for the rest of our life. He tell us how we should eat. We should eat his food. We should use his medicines, which are designed to heal. The body can heal itself from anything. We just got to learn what and how. And some people are into things like simple books. Somebody sent me this book for my birthday. Home Apothecary book. I'll put this on our Amazon storefront because I've been in it. Look, I got my page marked. This came from, happy birthday, beautiful, from Crystal Shell. So thank you, Crystal, for this book. This book got 3,000 plus remedies in it. And they are all simple remedies. My head was in this book, beets and carrot juice. Let's see. They got everything sectioned off for energy, beets and carrot juice. Like simple. So we need to start getting these books for kidney and urinary health. Apple cider vinegar for pH balance, pineapple and ginger juice, nettle leaf tea, cranberry juice and water, hot dandelion root tea, and the recipes are there. It's just that simple. I know a lot of people say, I'm afraid, I don't know where to start. I have never seen this book before, but thank you so much, Crystal, for this amazing birthday gift. Like this gift will continue to give and continue to heal my family and y'all, because I'll share some of these with y'all. I don't know how much this book costs. I'm sure it doesn't cost much, but I will list this book so that you can go and find it and get it and have it. 3,000 plus remedies. They put things in a book because we ain't got time. They know that the name of this is the Ultimate Health Home Apothecary book. They know that we are creatures of convenience and habit. It is convenient for us to run to the store to get what we need to pacify an issue and possibly cause another issue. They know that. We ain't got time. We ain't gonna read a book to figure out what we need to do to heal ourselves or our family. They know that we don't have time. We have to show them that, we got time. We got time. Always, there are two books you should always have. You should have you a Bible. You should have you some apothecary books. Learn to heal yourself. Because they tripping.
Who true?
The government. The government.
Yeah, we already talked about the fact that this is a business, guys. You are customers.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
up to
Karen.
you to make sure that you're not you participating in what they're doing. If you don't want to be a customer, you have to do the things for you and your family to make sure that's the case, which is be knowledgeable of what it is that's going on.
Yeah, they got to keep customers. Like it's too much money for them to say, well, let me go ahead and heal them. We got some amazing news last week from a friend, and it's just like every time we hear how God, every time we get a testimony of how God can heal somebody, it's like, wow. And I don't tell people don't go to the doctor because you need to go see about yourself. But when you come home, get in them books, do some research, because that's how you're going to heal yourself. They're going to play with you. They're going to test things on you. They're going to feed whatever going on. They're going to want to cut on you. See if there's a natural way. It's not see. Find the natural way to heal yourself, because God provided us with everything. We got shampoo out in the yard. I shampooed my hair 2 weeks ago or something. That stuff left my hair so soft. It's crazy. We got toilet paper out there. We got high blood pressure medicine, inflammation medicine. We got stuff for diabetes. We got stuff for eye issues. I mean, whatever you can think of. Clogged arteries, ED, menopause, hormone imbalance, growing right now in our own yard. I walked the other day. We were getting ready to go for a walk, and I don't know why I was all in the neighbor bush, but I was like, oh, those are beauty berries. That's mosquito repellent. I was like, I've never seen. We've been living here, 6 years? I've never seen beauty berries across the street. I was all in their bush. If they saw me, they probably was like, Lord, what is she out there doing? I was all in their bush. I said, I need to go make a video right quick. We have everything we need growing all around us. Lung health medicine, medicine for eczema, which is just food we eating and trying to push it out through the skin. But we got something for that too. It's something for everything out there growing that God has provided for us. And a lot of it is just growing wild. We went to see Ann. What she wanted? Comfrey. We went foraging for comfrey. Came out the woods with comfrey. Nick bone. You can heal a bone. I always say go get it set before you use comfrey. But it's in the woods. It's growing wild. These are the things we need to know. So this is why we do these little short videos on a herb or a plant. Because a lot of these trees are growing. I mean, who thought magnolia trees, you can use that for tea, for different issues. We give you a little bit so you can take that and do some research. And that's how you learn, is somebody put a little bit in your face and you say, well, let me look into that and see if there's some truth to that. And you can talk about it. Read the comments. People are talking about these different things. But
we went in the woods with Ann. Not only did we come back with comfort, we came back with dinner.
Yeah, we came back with dinner. Yeah, Reba, I was in them people bush. I was trying to hide like on the side away from where they could see me, but I got it. I was like, y'all got it.
And if you actually see that video that she posted, somebody put in the comments just this morning. They said you can just take the leaves, crush them up, and rub your skin with it.
And rub your skin, yep.
And then somebody else, I think the same person, it might have been somebody different, said, yeah, just soak it in rubber alcohol.
Yep.
And put it on yourself.
Put it on yourself. And it's
Works
natural.
amazing.
Like, that's the thing. If you out in the woods or I'm always in the yard and the mosquitoes eat me up. I need to know. Yeah, we need to know what leaf I can pull to help myself. That's all. So Hey, and Dale Homestead, she said, and of all the trades. Our website is blacktropical.com. For toothache, I would use cayenne pepper or cloves. Cayenne pepper will help with a toothache. Also, cloves can help with a toothache. We have a toothache plant, so we make our own toothache tincture. I got a bunch of little yellow buds drying so that we can have it throughout the. I think I'm gonna take some to our next event and share some, because you can take those little yellow buds and plant it and grow more plants, because that's where your seeds are. But you can also chew on that little yellow bud to help with a toothache. So, telling you.
It is amazing. I mean, all this stuff, just like I said, the information that our community have is priceless. A lot of people don't have, a voice, a microphone, so they can't spread everything that they want to spread. But you can come here, and you can get in our chats and you can talk with the people. Oh, let me say this while I'm thinking about it, guys. Do not click on links that people drop in our chat.
Yeah, we try to
We
keep it
don't
clean,
know.
the links.
Yeah, we don't know who those people are. We don't know what those links are. And if you're like me, where your home phone was the only way that you can communicate, or you had to go to a phone booth, and you remember when they decided to start making uh, a pager, which we thought was amazing.
What, your beeper?
Yeah, your beeper.
Then when you learn how to put codes in it, you had to flip it upside down and read the code.
And then when they came with a phone you could walk around with, even though it didn't last for another 30 minutes, that was absolutely mind blowing. So if you're my age, it's absolutely amazing to see. If you remember, I am very, you know, uh, I remember almost everything. So I constantly sit around and watch or think about the evolution of things, where we came from to where we at, good and bad. And it is so crazy because the thing is, nobody's passing on the stuff that we thought was normal back then. But now that we see how things are going now, realize it was amazing. So the way people live, the way people thought, the way things were done, just seemed average. And it seemed like it may be so much better now, but it's not. Look how the world is going, guys. We are pulling farther and further apart. Our foods are worse and worse for us. People are having less and less knowledge on how to survive. So there's so many people that got to rely on the system. Every meal they eat is coming from some kind of restaurant or out of a box and going into a microwave. All this stuff is absolutely horrible for your body. It is terrible for your body. And we took all that stuff for granted back then because it was nothing. It was normal life. Now, what we used to do then is an amazing way to keep yourself healthy versus now. Even the same foods that we supposed to have eaten then were way better for you because all these chemicals that they have created since then didn't exist. So it is it's something that if you're of age, you owe it to the people under you to let them know the right way to do things. Whether they're gonna shame you, talk noise about you, heckle you, call you whatever. Yeah, I'm uncle or whatever you want to call me. Whatever that means. I'm an older guy and I made it this age, and I am excited, you know, that I did because I didn't think I was at one time. I was a little reckless, but I'm here, and I think I owe it to anybody who will want to listen to talk about some of the things that I have learned over this life.
Still learning. As long as you live it, you should be learning.
Yeah, I'm not going to conform to what the madness of the crap going on today is. Good people are good people, no matter what they look like. You know, if you believe otherwise, then me and you ain't on the same wavelength. You know, on that, I would divide myself with anybody because good people comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors. And just because you are a certain color or a certain look or anything, don't mean you're good. If you came up privileged, don't mean you're good. If you came up poor, don't mean you're good. Don't mean you're bad. It just depends on your mindset, your character, what you decide to do with the lessons that you learned in your life. What drives you, what actually makes sense to you. To me, that makes you a good person. If you actually got some morals, some ethics, if you realize when you do something to somebody, you will be pissed if somebody did that to you, so you shouldn't do it to them. If you don't think that way, you think long as somebody else is receiving those issues that I'm good, yeah, me and you ain't gonna rock. That's fine. I don't hate you. I just don't want to be. I just don't deal with you. That's my thing. I don't feel like I'm better than nobody, but I probably am. But that's not my natural feeling. I'm not gonna judge nobody because you're different than me. If you got a different outlook than I do because you grew up different and you have a different mindset, that's fine. I can accept certain things that's different. I just take what's good and I leave the rest. Unless what's bad is so bad that I just can't rock with. So we got to do better as a community. We got to be able to come together and be better. If we give all the power to the system, which is trying to divide everybody, because divided we're weak, right? Together, we're strong. And if they can keep us divided, they can keep us sick, they can keep us with no knowledge. They want, right? Because now we're totally, dependent on them.
They asking about sugar.
Mhm.
What kind of sugar we use? So we grow a couple different kind of sugars. We do grow sugar cane, which my husband makes sugar with the sugar cane, and he'll show that process because he got some cane out there. Eventually, he'll show that process on how he processed his sugar cane. We have stevia also that we use to sweeten different things. I make an extract with the stevia. A little bit of that go a long, long, long way, but that is another natural sweetener. We also use turbinado or raw cane sugar. We use very, very little now turbinado or raw cane sugar because we don't eat a lot of sweets like we used to. Now we used to use white sugar, which is the heavily processed sugar. So we went to a raw cane or turbinado sugar, which is less processed. But now we don't use that unless I'm making now when I used to make a pound cake, I would use 3 cups of sugar. Now when I make a pound cake, I use about a cup to a cup and a half of sugar, and I use the raw cane or turbinado sugar, which is less processed. But again, there's also the stevia and the sugar cane that we can use. And Bobby have to show y'all the sugar cane process because it's a process. We are gonna do it. Yeah, we'll do it. I'm gonna try something a little different this year with some of the sugar cane juice once he get that all going. So if you had to go and purchase a sugar, it would definitely be a raw cane sugar or a turbinado sugar versus all the other. We don't use alternatives or anything like that.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff, guys, they ain't up with chemicals. It's not anything that's going to really, it's not real food. It's a bunch of chemicals that they dump in and call it sugar.
Yeah, maple can be good, but that agave is all synthetic.
Yeah.
It's high fructose syrup anyway. So, but
I mean, think about this, guys. If you went and you got an agave plant and you put it in a blender and drink it, is it going to taste sweet? Is it going to taste like sugar? If it's not, then what you eating is not agave. Ew, like what is it? Beet, sugar beet. And if you can't just eat a sugar beet and it tastes like sugar, then it's not what you eat. If you eat sugar cane and it's sweet, and they make sugar. That's what you eat. You eat sugar cane.
Yeah, and
You know.
the thing is, like a lot of people, they when they made sugar, when they make sugar, they know what they doing. They making it so you're gonna constantly come back for more. That is like people are so addicted to sugar to where they can't even figure out how to start to try to get off of it. So I say my advice, I can't give medical advice, but I can give you some advice. Like for us, we cut back. So in order to be successful in something, you don't just rip it away because eventually you're gonna go back. I mean, if you are strong enough, you know you. If you are strong enough to stop and not go back, you know you better than anybody else. Versus, I can cut back. Let me cut back. So if you drink a soda a day, I'm gonna say if you drink one Pepsi every day, cut yourself back to every other day. Then cut yourself back to every 2 or 3 days. Then you might get to the point where you can drink one Pepsi a day. Don't do sugar free because that's just another gimmick. But you'll get yourself to the point where I can drink one Pepsi a day. I mean, a week. And eventually you'll be like, oh, I ain't even have a Pepsi this week and I ain't even craving one. So give yourself some grace, cut yourself back. That's weaning yourself off of it a little bit at a time because everybody can't do that cold turkey thing. You will just ruin yourself or set yourself up for failure every time. And I just say, don't do it. Cut yourself back. We started cutting back on like instead of what the recipe called for sugar, I cut it in half. That way we still getting our sugar fix, we still getting our sweets, and we working at a better lifestyle. So don't beat yourself up and know that we got a forgiving God, y'all. Like we got to stop trusting each other more than we trust God. We worry about what the world gonna say versus what is God saying. God forgive us for everything. We got another chance. We woke up this morning. We got another chance to get it right. Cut back a little bit more on sugar. So if you using sugar for all these different things, just say, what can I eliminate for sugar today? What can I eliminate so I don't curse as much? Or what can I eliminate so I'm not angry? Or what is work in progress. Trust God and don't worry about what man is saying and how they feel about what you are doing. You have to work comfortably for you. You got one person to please. One person, or two, yourself. But you definitely got to please God.
So Dion Moore, thank you for the stars. We really, really appreciate you. I see a lot of people got a lot of questions about a lot of medical issues.
Yeah.
And I will go back and I will answer some. That's a lot. But if you read the chat sometimes, there's somebody that will answer some of the stuff for you.
That's all. Facebook was asking for a cash out, which I'll drop because they don't want to.
Right.
So
And we definitely appreciate anything you can do to help the channel is greatly appreciated. Like this is amazing, being able to do what we do because we get so much out of it. And to be able to then survive while doing something we get so much out of is also amazing. And y'all make that possible. And we definitely love and appreciate each and every one of y'all for doing that. Being here is amazing.
thank you, Reba.
And we definitely glad here. Now, guys, one thing that not having magnesium in your food does is it don't allow your body to uptake your water the way you're supposed to. So we are mostly water, and if our body is not utilizing our water correctly, then our organs don't work as well, our brain don't work as well. Nothing on us work well without water. Now, guys, there are minerals that our body absolutely need in order for us to be able to use the water. Now, if you're getting water in your mouth and you're pissing it out, or it's pooling someplace in your body, you do not have the minerals you need. You get enough of those 60 plus minerals, mainly magnesium, your body will absorb. Your cells will absorb. Now, I've seen dementia a few times, guys. A lot of times it's dehydration. You know, you can improve your mental capacity by being hydrated. You can't be hydrated if you don't have the correct minerals, and you got to drink the water. Now, y'all been talking about sodas now, guys. So what y'all don't understand with sugar and these chemicals that they put in your body, these are chemicals, guys. They are designed to do a certain thing. Keep you coming back. Now, if you think sugars and these other chemicals that they're putting in your food is not a drug, you're sadly mistaken. If you stop any of this stuff, your body go haywire, your mind go crazy. You feel like I just got to get it. That's an addiction. There should not be any certain food that you just crave, that you got to go and have. If you got to have it, it is a chemical in it that's calling you to it. There are people that drink cases of sodas a day, don't drink no water, you know, and they feel like they got to. Breaking a soda habit is like stopping a drug. It's that hard. You literally are called to it. And people, bodies will go absolutely crazy. If you find somebody who actually was able to stop soda, they'll tell you, I lost 15, 30, 50 pounds just by stopping drinking sodas. Not only is it the sugars, it's the chemicals. This stuff is absolutely designed to make you feel that way. The candies, the junk food, any junk food you got. Now, if you was a company, if you business minded, how can I keep my business profitable? How can I make it grow? I got to make people want my product. How can I do that? Well, how about I drop this thing in their body that if they don't get it, their body is going to not respond well, or it's going to crave them and pull them to it. Well, that's what they do. If you think you're not being drugged, if you don't think you're addicted to something that you feel like you got to have every day, you're wrong. Sugars are definitely that. All those chemicals that they put in your sugars are definitely that. What are y'all doing in here? Back in the house. Go. In the house. My mama in here. In the house. So a lot of the stuff we talk about, guys, we want people to be aware. I tell you, those kids, they feel like they got to be up under us 24/7. So just having these conversations to make people aware, guys. If you're brand new to the channel, you know, there's a lot of stuff we have talked about. There's a lot of stuff you haven't heard today. And we definitely want to touch base and make sure that you know where we stand, who we are, what this channel is about, and where we stand. And you get bits and pieces if you're new. So not only are the products that we provide good to help you get back together, we want you to eat so you no longer have those problems. You know, we want you to know that, you know, growing your own food is an amazing thing. If you can't, then you should go find a place that actually doing it right. That's growing real foods organically, that's not introducing any of those poisons to your body. You know, whether you are carnivore or vegan, like there's a junky way to produce any of that stuff. And we want you to know what those are. Now, you have every opportunity to do it the way you want to do it, but you should know exactly what it is you're doing. And you make that choice as an adult. And that's the only thing we want to talk about. We want to bring to light what we know. And, you know, as we learn, we want you to learn it too. So therefore, we all have the opportunity to make ourselves better, healthier, and pass the knowledge on to our kids or our relatives or loved ones. Some people are just not going to listen. Some of our relatives are not going to listen, you know. But, you know, we have made some amazing contributions to people's lives. We are so proud of that. You know, we have talked to a lot of people that the stuff that we have talked about and shared has improved people's lives amazingly. They have a good quality of life now, and it's due to what we talk about. Now, as time goes on, we will dive into things more particular. You know, my wife do answer a lot of questions. When she answers your questions, guys, you getting a quick answer. And that answer is not taking into account nothing else that's going on in your life. You know, what other medications you're on, what other problems you might have, what kind of issues you have other than what you're talking about. And there's no way for us to actually go through all that, go into all that. And I mean, if you want to talk to her, there's a way to do a consultation. That way you can get information that she would, you know, suggest, you know, in detail based off of who you are and what you got going on. Now, not medical advice, just knowledge that you can use to add to the information that you already have. So, you know, make sure, you know, you are taking all that into account when you doing any of this stuff. Anything you hear online, guys, you should do your own research and make sure the information is accurate and right for you and your family. And, you know, it's always a learning process when we do our bodies. Don't think because one person was able to do this and correct everything that you can do the same thing. It may be, but it may be different, you know, because all our bodies are built different. So we want to make sure that anybody who listens to us is acutely aware that what we're talking about is in general. And these are our experiences, and this is what we think. It's not necessarily what you should think. It's just information that we pass along that you can use or do some research on and find out if it's good for you. All right. So I think that's about it. Then you got something else you want to share? Then she goes back to go to work. We still alive. But
I'm just getting set up. Well, I'm getting that set up. Ooh, all right. You got it out for the day?
we got it.
You got it in for the
But I
day?
know it's a lot of questions, guys, and
Yeah.
my wife will talk about more of the stuff.
Yeah, I'll look back and I'll go back to the comments in a little while. I was getting set up for work. I will peep at the comments a little bit tonight. I don't look at comments too much because there's too many, and I kind of feel bad because I can't check them all out. So, but I will look back at this live and look at comments, and we'll have more conversations next week on things. So.
Yeah, the easiest way to do it, guys, if we see a comment that's more than once, is when we go live, we address it.
Yep, that's the best way to do it. So, again, thank you, Crystal Shell, for the birthday gift. I love books, especially apothecary books. So I'm excited about this. So I appreciate you. I was saying the other day, I don't know what we're gonna do for my birthday. We usually do Root Chris in Jacksonville. I want to go to New Orleans. I'm gonna keep drilling that until I get there. So
for our products, you definitely want to get our panel on.
And diet. Yeah.
Make sure you eat the stuff that's not going to put the inflammation in your body, like the wheat we talked about.
Yep.
And cut back on those sugars. Get rid of them, period. And then pain away all will relieve the pain and get your inflammation down. Guys, if you haven't got the pain away all, you should have a bottle laying around because it works amazing for so many things. We say it's pain away, but it's actually so much more it does.
Yeah.
And it never hurts if you have an issue to try it for that issue.
Yeah.
Because we have found out that what was it? Warfare back or whatever.
Shingles.
Shingles, yeah.
But that was the wild yam.
Oh, that was the wild yam.
The wild yam healed his shingles within 24 hours. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
and that's another thing, the wild yam, guys, for hormones. This is an all natural hormone fixer, guys. I'm talking about will bring your body back to normal, but you got to still eat the stuff that you need to eat, but it will balance your body out.
Yeah,
Sex drive, hair growing in different places.
Yeah, so somebody did ask about hair thinning or hair loss. That is a menopause. It could be menopause. So the wild yam cream will help bring the hormones back in check and stop all the hair loss. But also botana oil is good for hair loss and alopecia.
Somebody asked, what can you do for vaginal dryness?
Thank you, Deborah. Castor oil and wild yam cream.
Yeah, you won't probably surprise your partner.
Yes, wild yam for
wild yam.
Yeah, so Andale Homestead can actually testify to the wild yam for shingles because her husband was on his getting ready to go to the hospital and they put wild yam on his shingles and they cleared up. Within a few hours he was back out ready to work. So yeah.
Yeah, people ear ringing and
vertigo and yeah, for pain away.
Anyway, so definitely those are a couple of the questions that I can remember from the chats. So it's not necessarily all of them. I need to start writing them down, but I'm trying to think of some of the more asked questions.
Oh, happy birthday, Daddy, Dad. So yeah, my birthday it's not till the 23rd. So she sent this from Amazon. So we have an Amazon wish list and you can add things to it. So she added this book to our Amazon wish list and sent this. But my birthday isn't until the 23rd. But so, tell your daddy we said happy birthday.
I thank y'all for your pen away. It's really amazing. We appreciate you.
We do sell wild yam. Like products. But yeah, we'll talk about that. Maybe next week we'll talk about the hormones and so many things.
We only sell all natural products. So somebody asks, is it safe?
Absolutely.
It is absolutely safe if it's coming from us. Now, guys, we have people make comments on products that we don't sell. We ain't got nothing to do with those. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the ones we talk about are the only products that we know about. But by somebody else's wild yam or something else, we have no clue. We're gonna take that out of here. Huh? We'll take that out of here. Well, I mean, it ain't. I don't know. So we don't ship to Canada yet. The pain away, always calm, discomfort in my right shoulder, definitely the pain away. Until you get your pain away, I would use castor oil. If you can infuse it with a little bit of cayenne pepper, that will also help with your pain until you get our pain away oil. So our website is blackstropical.com. That's where you can find anything that we sell. Yes. And it's called Wild Yam Cream. And you'll see it on the website. It's not a ton of things, so it's not hard to find. Yeah. But also take time to read some of the reviews. We are proud of our products, so we put a lot of time and effort in them. And we make sure what we do is quality, So that's why don't use somebody else's product and try to judge, what ours is, because it's different. I keep our flour in a cabinet, in our cabinet. You can freeze it. You can put it in the freezer too. Now, the shelf life for ancient grains are 1 year. The good thing is when you purchase through somebody like ancientgrain.com, they probably harvest your wheat that week, if not the day before or the day of packaging and shipping. But it is fresh wheat that you are getting, so you can store it in the freezer to keep it fresher. Now, it holds all of its nutrients and vitamins in the grain. When you grind it up, like we use a stone grinder, we don't lose our nutrients. If you get it already grinded up, it doesn't have as much, but it definitely got way more than any store bought anything. So, all right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here so we can get to work. September 20th, if you are in the Alabama area,
close to Jemison, Alabama. Petals from the Past. We will be at Petals from the Past, September 20th at Jemison, Alabama. I think I'm saying that right. But it'll be a bunch of us there. Cargill, I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see Brooke at them. I got a bone to pick with her just because. But it's gonna be a lot of people. I heard Jamie from Suits to Boots, Boots to Suits. I'll be there. I'm not sure if Lester coming. The people said Lester ain't coming. But we look forward to seeing Jamie. We look forward to seeing everybody. So it's gonna be an amazing time. So we hope to see y'all in Alabama, September 20th.
It's always a fun time.
Yes.
I think it's our third trip.
It's our third year. Last year it rained and we still had fun. People were waiting for us. We got there late. They was at the car like, where y'all been?
And we will have a booth set up.
Yeah.
We'll bring our products.
Yep. We'll have products.
Definitely come by, if nothing else, say hello.
We are speaking. We are speaking.
She's speaking.
At noon, I think we'll be at the pavilion, the big pavilion, but we'll have all that together. So we hope to see y'all there, but definitely do your own research. It is very important to do your own research in everything because no two people are the same. So you need to know yourself and what you can tolerate. All right.
We appreciate you being here. Till the next time.
Don't let nobody steal your joy. Bobby operating the camera. Right, Karen?